3 people were killed and 264 wounded when 2 bombs exploded near the finishing line of the Boston Marathon 2 years ago. Police identified brothers Dzokhar and Tamerlan Tsarnaev as the attackers. The older Tamerlan was killed days later during a police manhunt. A police officer also was killed. The younger brother, 21-year-old Dzokhar, was captured and will now stand trial. Boston residents have strong feelings about the case.
Oh, it'll be interesting to see, but it'll be emotionally charged, especially the people who are injured or families who lost ones. Oh my gosh, I think that's just terrible.
To ensure a neutral jury, defense attorneys look for people who are not overly familiar with the case. It was hard this time.
I'm not sure you're going to find anybody anywhere who hasn't heard about it, but will people try to listen to the evidence and based on the evidence? I believe people will do that because I believe the jury system does work.
Having seen the footage of the explosion and extensive media coverage about the suspects, many people in Boston say there is no doubt that the Tsarnaev brothers were the culprits.
Well, he's definitely guilty. There's so much evidence against this character and his brother. And what those 2 people did to Boston and the United States and the world is incomprehensible. They should be no doubt with the jury.
While most Bostonians believe Tsarnaev is guilty, not all want the death sentence.
I think it was awful what happened, and I think that he should be found guilty, and I think he should spend life in prison contemplating what he did, if he even has a conscience.
Some have even expressed hope that given his youth, Tsarnaev can be redeemed.
I think he prefers to be executed, and I don't think that's right. I think he should be given the time, the rest of his life, to think about what he did and perhaps save himself, in his own thinking so that he can be a better person.
Many spectators at the 2013 race were seriously injured, suffering burns and losing limbs.
It is a tragedy for people who passed away, a tragedy for people who have lost their legs and their limbs, are going to suffer for the rest of their life, for somebody who was influenced by the wrong direction. I just feel for people who are hurting today, the family who has lost their children and the people who are in wheelchair.
Tsarnaev's lawyers are expected to try to prove that Dzokhar's brother Tamerlan was the driving force behind the attack and that the younger Tsarnaev participated out of loyalty and submissiveness. The trial is expected to wrap up in June. Zlatica Hoke, VOA News, Washington.